Okay, I wanted to go over the Launch CRP919E. This is a new scan tool I got from Launch, and I like it. It's pretty good. It's full featured and handles a lot of what I do on a day-to-day basis. Corded tool. For me, I've lost a few dongles. That's kind of a necessity nowadays. I've opted for this style because I get tired of having to replace other stuff. Also, that keeps it charged while I'm working on it. So main menu here, you've got your diagnosis function that's going to get you into most everything you want to get into on a day-to-day basis for reading codes, clearing them, looking at data, graphing stuff, doing everything you really want to do most of the time with the tool. OBD2, so if you want to look at freeze frame data, if you want to look at less information or a different menu, they have a few options here that you can't do on diagnosis. IM readiness, that's if I'm going to look and see if when I've cleared something, did the test run from the computer to let me know that it's passed that test and it's not going to come back. Reset, that's actually quite handy. This is going to be all kinds of stuff. I mean, let me show you the list. This does your oil life resets, steering angle thing resets, battery if you put a new battery in, if you want to reset their TPMS, if you've got a diesel and you're doing your diesel particulate regeneration, ABS bleeding, can't tell you the number of times that saved my rear on that. If you've got electric water pump, coolant pump, and you've got to bleed the system through that, you're going to redo a gear learn. Let's see, injector coating, that's huge. If you've got a sunroof that you got to reset that part of it, I mean, that calibrate the windows if you've swapped out a regulator and need to reset those, that's just invaluable. This is going to dig you out of problems just because you can't do it anywhere else. Battery voltage, I actually used this week to diagnose a battery that would not fail any of the regular tests that I did, but when I watched it graphed over a while, it showed me that it was failing, so that's actually kind of handy. All my data is going to be here, all my reports, all the screenshots and things that I took. If you wanted to buy any more software, I actually went through here and looked. I didn't see a whole lot extra to buy because this is pretty full featured. If you want to update or upgrade your scan tool at all, you're going to go through here, and this has got a lot of software on it, so keeping that updated. And it comes with 2 years free updates, so it's kind of handy. All my basic settings here, English, Imperial, metric, whichever way you want to measure stuff, or if you want to beep, or if you want to do the auto detect, which I'll show you here. I haven't got it hooked up to a car yet. I'll show you that here in a moment. But here's your list of cars. Scroll through that so you can see some of that. It's going to have all your stuff that in North America you're going to see on a consistent basis, and then a bunch of stuff that you've never seen before. I don't know if there's any way to edit this list so that I don't have to look at all of that or scroll through all that, but if I'm doing this auto detect function, then that's not really an issue. But you can see this covers tons and tons of makes here. You're not going to have something that you're going to run across that this thing won't do. This does it all. So let me hook it up to a car and I'll show you that too. Okay, so just showing you the basic menu here. This is where you'd select your car. If you've already worked on that car or worked on another car in between, then you could come right back to this, and I'll just scroll through this and you'll see it has done all of these cars in the past few days since I've had it, and done them without any problems whatsoever. I've gone through specifically trying to run actuation tests, bidirectional tests, and just making sure on these cars that it would actually do the test, and it has yet to not do anything. It has done everything that the menu said it would do, so it did really, really well in all of that testing so far. I'm going to get into the system so I can show you what all it will do in the main computer. Okay, I want to show real quick the diagnosis report that it'll pull up. So any of the things that it has a problem with in the system, it'll show you those, and then you can share that and send that over to email and basically make a nice looking report for yourself or for a customer if you're doing this in a professional setting. Let me back up and go into main computer on this, main PCM on this, and Okay, so you can do, like I say, fault codes, clear fault codes, data. You can look at actuation tests for different, basically turning things on and off. That helps a lot with diagnosis to know whether or not something is working as it's supposed to, and you can test the system doing it that way. Module information, that's if you want to get the part number off of the PCM or the file or the update level of it. Special functions, it'll go through, and normally special functions, yeah, okay, so if we're going to write the PCM, write the VIN code on this, crank relearn, yeah, a bunch of different stuff that we can go through. It's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same information on every one because each manufacturer has this set up in different ways. If you want, you can look at all of these different things that it'll do. And I looked at my wife's. She's got a 2018, and her list goes further down. So there's even more stuff on some of the new cars that it will do. So I can turn the fuel pump on. You can do an EGR test. Radiator fan, that's huge. That's one that you need to consistently have. The AC clutch, you want to be able to verify that the clutch is working or not. So that's just very crucial. And all of the ones that I've done in this with this tool have worked as they were supposed to do. Let's look real quick at the data coming out of the system here. So this one I just did automatic, and it'll give me, this is 131 data PIDs, meaning parameter IDs, and that's all the different things that the computer's looking at. So we can pull all those up, and it takes a moment in between screens because you'll have some, your lambda sensor, yep. But you can scroll through here, and if you want to speed up the data capture and refresh rate of this, you just pick the ones that you want. So you can even record. So if you're going on the road doing a test drive and you want to see what it is you've got, you can record that and then play that back later. Of course, you can graph things on this side over here. It'll show you that, and you can go back and graph that. So there is just a ton of things that this tool will do in a professional setting, in a DIY setting. This is way more tool than most people are ever going to actually need all of what it'll do, but the fact that it will do it is just very impressive, and certainly impressive for the price point that this normally comes down to. This comparable tools in Snap-on and Matco and things like that, thousands of dollars, easily thousands of dollars that you would be required to pay for something like this. So let me go back. I'll do a little conclusion here in just a moment. So for me, this tool, the CRP919E, is an excellent tool. It checks all the boxes that I need. I need something durable. It's got nice protection on the sides here. It's got nice grips on the back here so that it fits your hand quite well when you reach around and grab it. It's got a stand on it that's nice and robust. Nice feel to the buttons here that do exactly what they're supposed to do. It's got a home screen button. You can leave it hooked up to the car, turn the screen off so that it's charging or it's not running the battery down. And it's just got features on features on features. I think they've really done an excellent job with this to hit a price point that works and a feature set that will basically keep pretty much anybody but hardcore diagnosticians very happy. And even then, their tools cost tens of times more than this, and features, they don't add that many more features for what this is doing. So I think this is a fantastic tool. I wouldn't hesitate to buy it. I think gets 2 thumbs up, and I've been in this for a while, so it's not like I'm coming at this with no experience. I've got 26 years in this and a ton of scan tools to show it as well. But the Launch CRP919E, I think it's a winner.